Kokolioko, chicken they grow for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government, because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates expiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they crow for day.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we're sweeping, we're cutting, we're moving all the way. We coming, we coming. As we coming, we're sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. We coming. We coming.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in by this time. Thank you very much. My name is Munel Kishan, aka the General. Let me face my camera. Let me adjust my camera. Let me see if I can switch from this one. Okay, let me go back there again and see. All right, that's good. That's just much better. Okay, guys, I'm here again. This is Munel Kishan, aka the General. Out by this time to talk to my people back home, to talk to you in Liberia, also to those in America. But you are the focus point. You are the ones in Liberia that going to make that decision. We will join you guys later on, but the call is yours. I'm blessed. I want to thank God for everything, every time, the minutes, the hours that pass by for you people in Liberia. You guys are the ones who holding on today. You are the one who made that decision. You were the one who went to the voting booths and voted this government in. You usher them in. Don't blame yourself. You play a role as a citizen to vote. It was your decision. It was not mine. But we did it together. I picked side myself. I took side in this election. But you owe no one an apology. You don't owe us an apology. Don't let no one fool you. You are not the problem. You are not the problem. The problems is the person in charge and is the leadership. The system has been so corrupt. The system is dirty. And other people who come into power use the same dirty system to accomplish their aim, to put their interest first instead of you. They come to you and ask for vote. They say, oh, vote for us. We will do this, we will do that. And when you give them power, they fail you. They fail you. Don't let no one fool you. Don't be used by these people. You got to make up your mind. You got to steer your destiny. You got to decide what is good for your children. It's not for you, especially the older ones, especially the people who have crossed 50 years old. It is not for you. Ask yourself your question. Look in the mirror every day. What have I done wrong that my country can never be like other countries? Because we have been over and over electing the wrong people. The wrong people. These people turn around, get rich, their families live in big houses, nice cars, and they abandon you. And almost to the election, they will come running and asking for your vote. Don't be used, please. Don't be used. You look back there, I said, uh, 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 Liberty Party endorsed Cummings for CPP 2023. You know, there will be a lot of things they will tell you. Oh, Liberty Party that endorsed Mr. Cummings is not the right Liberty Party. Oh, that's the fake Liberty Party. Oh, Mr. Cummings caused problem in Liberty Party. Oh, Mr. Cummings at last he's satisfied. Yes, he's satisfied. I'm satisfied. It is good for Yombly to support Mr. Boaka, but it is wrong for Ability to support Mr. Cummings. It's good for the other people to support Mr. Boaka. It's good for ALP to come out publicly to endorse Mr. Boaka. I don't know if they did endorsement, but it is wrong for Liberty Party to endorse Mr. Cummings. How wicked you guys are. Someone called me today, a friend of mine, and explained, well, you see, I saw something today and I think it's not right. It continues to cause problem within the UP. It's not a problem. It is not a problem. It's not a problem. In politics, we get everybody involved. Liberty Party have been a strategic party from the day Benna Uri decided to be very selfish and wicked. That was the time and CPP problem started. When he came out and said, I will support Mr. Boaka, he never stopped there. He went back and had a press conference and explained to the world, we don't respect older people. Mr. Boaka been around for a long time and he's an older state man. So he have been tested. He have been doing this. So I think, and I prefer him to be the next president. Mr. Cummings, I have never seen Mr. Cummings for the last 25 years. And he just, all of a sudden, just appeared and want us to make him president. No. You see, leaders speak last. Leaders don't just jump up and start speaking. A very good leader would think twice before you speak. Mr. Ure knew exactly what he was doing when he came out and said, I will support Mr. Boaka, because he knew very well that the CPP document will prohibit Mr. Cummings and the ANC to leave and contest. He knew it. Don't let nobody fool you. He knew exactly what he was doing. You know, what goes around comes around. I will tell you today, when you go into the bush to pick your medicine, when you bend down to pick your medicine, the bush that you're bending down to, that another man on the medicine. You see, sometimes they say it good to, it almost like a Khmer. You know the Khmer, the one I change? When it walking so slow, when the tree fall behind, you say, oh, it good to walk fast. So when the tree fall in front, you say, I thank God I'm walking slow. But it's very careful to know exactly what you're doing. By the time you bap your eyes, Khmer is already to the point that it's supposed to reach. There's time for everything, my people. We're going to take our time. We're going to extend the message. We're going to educate our people. We're going to tell them, don't let, they will fool you. They will go around with the propaganda. Oh, Ability is a criminal. Ability is this. Thank God Ability is criminal. Ability and Uri, who is criminal? Ability is not unsanctioned by the American government, our biggest the number one country in the world. Euro is unsanctioned. Bility is a businessman. If you have a problem with government, let government take care of him. Every Liberian has the right to participate. Every Liberian has the right to do whatever they want to do, who to support. But greed. Yombly and Dillon sat there to be used, or they used someone, I don't know. And Dillon believed within himself that he's so smart, but his smartness, that he think he's smart, caught up with him. When they came to the States, the decision for Yombly ability to support Mr. Bwaka was done in America. Maybe you hear what I'm saying. I never said in Kakata or Basa or Mosurado. That decision was made right in America. They were supposed to announce, but because Mr. Dillon lied to the Liberian people concerning a ticket that he purchased his own money. But you see, God knows the way they turn things around. Things happen for the good all the time. If you think it's a disappointment, it's not a disappointment. If you think it is a disappointment, people call me, say, how you manage? Liberty Party, Dillon, before Dillon went to America, went to Monrovia, on the Spoon TV, whatsoever, spoke to people. But Dillon going to endorse Mr. Bwaka. But then he shit on himself concerning the ticket. They went there, they started doing the thing to support the old man. They went to Billington. My people in Liberia, listen to me. It's not about me, it's about you. Don't let them lie to you. We got more information about Liberia than you. There are things that are going on in Liberia in the government. We know before even you get to know, because you know what? They tell us. The big media, they go on internet and they spread the news. So Dillon to Dillon now, let me pick his word. Let me pick word from Dillon mouth. Liberty Party was now the strategic party. They were only looking for one vote. And before I start again, I want to say thanks to the Liberty Party for the endorsement. And when you work, you get good pay. When you work, because Mr. Cummings been working and doing everything as a political leader and a politician, although I don't consider him as a politician, he's not a politician, he's a technocrat, because most politicians lie. But he's the first man that I see speak truth and speak truth to power. Yes. He don't just come and start criticizing people when he want to. Yeah. So thanks very much to the entire Liberty Party members, including the suspended ones. I hope they will come to themselves, to the senses. And right now, as I speak to you, there are people within the Unity Party deciding what to do next. There are people within the Liberty Party, the ALP, deciding what to do next. Upon this soda, there are people in the Liberty Party, in the Unity Party, and the ALP deciding what to do next. Yeah. Let me tell you guys, Unity Party can never belongs to God, deliver 310 delegates. They can. They cannot win 310 delegates, their own delegates, against us. You know why? Because we work. Mr. Cummings did it honestly, with character, honesty, integrity, empathy. That's how he did it. He showed his real self to the Liberian people. He showed how honest he is, what he wants for his country. Mr. Cummings have always been worried about Liberia when he was out there working to put his family together. Always wanted to come home. But you see, in life, we rush to go home when we know we ain't got a damn thing yet. It is time, you Liberians, don't look for a brokers to run your country. When rich men steal, you never know rich men stealing. I'm not saying they're going to steal. I just want to tell you something today. A man who work honestly for his money. I'm not talking about rich men like Mr. Ure, because most of our rich men, like bro, they misuse the money. But people who work hard for the money, and when they get it, they can just misuse it. Go back, check and see. Look at some Liberians who came to this country and work. They get a small money when they go. See what they do differently. The ones in Liberia who steal from our government, who their entire life, their money got corruption all going through the vein of the money. The money don't last long. Ure got money, he got project, but Ure is broke. Let me tell you today. We know we talk about someone who say he not a meal. I'm a broker. So nobody can tell me, say, oh, money, who are you? Yeah, you want cost, you can cost. But Delon, let me go back. Delon said, Yombly, when we go home, we will endorse the woman. Whether ability like it or not, we will side with the woman because Ure can deliver 310 and United Party 310 is 220 and 400, I'm sorry, 620. So that means the woman gets 620 votes. All the Rick Maroye, Mr. Bwaga don't need the entire Liberty Party. All Mr. Bwaga want is to get one vote for Liberty Party. So Yomli, when you vote for me, you'll give us that one vote. I will carry you as VP. Because Mr. Ure already finished selling himself. He was a he gone already. He was supposed to wait and play the cards. But at the same time, what Ure was thinking about, but Mr. Bwaga ain't get money, he will hustle and look for the money. Taylor Ure went to Nigeria or went other places because Mr. Ure choice and you won't take it, you don't take it. You won't take it from me like your business. Was number one choice, his daughter, to go on a ticket from his party to Mr. Bwaka. The second choice, which I don't believe that it was truth, but I tried to get that information from in-house. It was Henry Costa, but I still don't believe that one because the person never confirmed it. But Taylor Ure was confirmed that woman should be the next to be the vice president whatsoever. And yeah, she's smart. She's a smart girl. That out there. She went and put it in front of Billington and the executive committee. It's not a bad idea, man. It's a good idea. But let Mr. Bwaka, if we will support Mr. Bwaka, let Mr. Bwaka be the one to select from Liberty Party, but now because of you. Instead of her shutting her mouth, she and Dillon, they gave the people the finger. They said no. Dillon said, and I quote, over his dead body, nobody will, it will only be the political leader who would be the vice president if they decide to support Mr. Bwaka. And we want you guys to follow us to make the decision so we can support UP. This is our time. When we support Mr. Bwaka and Mr. Bwaka carry us as UP, as VP, and things happen to Mr. Bwaka because based on his age and his health, we will be taking over. You see how wicked these people are? You see, going let ugly, oh my people, going let ugly, going let ugly. All that decision they were making, they did it on one purpose. Because Mr. Bwaka sick, according to them. Mr. Bwaka not feeling too good. If anything happen, Yombi will be president. Then Liberty Party in charge now. That Dillon and Yombi Nice, good idea, strategic, along with the other ones. Then you see how the people wicked. Ability to them no. Ability say you alone, madam political leader, you cannot make that decision for the party. It's a big thing. We must negotiate and see what in it for us. If we want to support any candidate, if they will give us the VP position, if they gave us some CM positions, but Bilete and his people was clear that it should be done by the standard bearer to say who they want to carry. Why if you won't carry the sweeper? It's up to him. Why if you want to carry Ben Sevi? Maybe he won't carry Word Power. Maybe he want to carry the Gonglo, either Gonglo, those she pay her dues. Maybe he won't carry somebody else, somebody who in the party but don't have any job, any not official. It is the right of the president, the standard bearer, to select his or her VP so they can work together. It don't have to be the. If our two party and you're negotiating already say when I join you, my political legal, you know what, but not. The CPP document made it clear. Instead of instead of Delon and Yombly closing their mouth and agree with Bility, maybe they could have convinced Bility and say, listen, man, don't do this. You gotta go and support Mr. Boaga. Instead of them selling the ideas, they plan to sabotage and to think that they would disgrace Mr. Bility. They came up and said, no, okay, we want to see the document because we noticed that you changed the document. So we're going back to the 2005 Constitution, the one that gave Mr. Bromskin, may his soul rest in peace, power. But you see, most people notice that in Liberia, the man with the longest money controls the political party. Bromskin took all his little small 401k, he laid retirement money, he put everything in Liberty Party. So Mr. Bromskin had a voice, and because he was loved by his members, they agreed to do whatever he want to do. So when they say, let's go this way, they go. You know what I'm saying? So Bility said no. And though before then, Bility and Yombly and DeLong complained to Mr. Bromskin about this same party. Mr. Bromskin, Councillor Bromskin should decentralize the power in the party because everything was Bromskin. DeLong went to Ellie Johnson, the same thing. He betrayed his standard bearer. Anybody get versed with that? No. In 2017, Yombly voted for George Weah. Anybody get versed with that? Because her husband was CDC. You don't know Liberty Party split in 2017. Other people went this way. Other people. So you're the Unity Party people. Me, you don't know. You're playing some other ticket. You're showing the picture, the photo with Bility and Hapape meeting George Weah. Sorry, when you're showing. Why you can't show the one that Bromsky condemn Mr. Boaga and say he's a troublist? Look, your own dirty politics will catch up. My advice to Yombly and DeLong. First, pay your dues. Second, reconcile with your party. 3, come on board and support Mr. Cummings for the standard bearership. Let us put a team together. Let us bring a change versus the old change that the Liberian people gave and messing it up today. Liberians will not go backward. That is why the people in Unity Party, I respect majority of the members within Unity Party, not the ones then who think if it's not them, it shouldn't be nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happened today, you don't know what's going on in Liberia government today. Mr. Boaga have something to do with it. or because he was not the president, how Mr. Bwaka will sit there and all the deals pass and without him giving any input. Let Mr. Bwaka tell us if he gave any input in a mental steel deed. He gave any input, his input were in there. Ellen did it on her own. The LPM terminal, Ellen did it alone without Mr. Bwaka adding nothing on it. Eh? He was just with Ellen. He was the last man in the room. We talk about leadership. Look at the problem in CPP today. How long it would take for Mr. Bwaka to solve the problem? Can I know rocket scientists? Mr. Bwaka know exactly where the problem started from. Mr. Bwaka knows within himself, but because they're supporting him, that is why he's not talking. Up to present, you won't tell me this is the easier case to fix. But Mr. Bwaka continued to listen to certain group of people. As I speak to you today, there are a lot of negotiation going on, my people. Some people negotiating with CDC. Some people negotiating with international community. Some people negotiating among themselves. Some officials, what we should do. You think the thing will work? It will not work. For Mr. Ure, Mr. Ure will never in his grave. He will be in his grave. He will never support Mr. Cummings. I'm not here to come fake. I'm not here to come fake nothing with you guys. Mr. Ure, even when he are close, he will vote against Mr. Cummings. Even when his mouth not opening, he will vote against Mr. Cummings. Even with all claims or nothing, he will vote against Mr. Cummings. His entire family, his daughter, and whosoever will vote against Mr. Cummings. If Heron Costa is in Liberia, he will vote against Mr. Cummings because they hate Mr. Cummings with passion. I never insulted Mr. Bwaka one day. The truth is the truth. But anybody who can come on national TV and cause a man stupid, criminals, look at you, you this, you that, all kinds of things. Once when you release it, it can't come back. They would never support Mr. Cummings. And we forgave them. We forgave them. That politics. But don't take politics to the extreme. That's what sometimes I tell the people from ANC. Relax. Take it easy. You alone can make Mr. Cummings president. I alone can make Mr. Cummings president. I cannot make Mr. Cummings president because I'm talking to you and I want you to listen to me. That I need you, not the people from ANC. ANC already got the back of Mr. Cummings. But you as a Liberian, you play a major role, whether you're sedition or whether you from the ALP, do not allow your leaders to fool you. This time is your time. It's not my time. It's not because of Mr. Cummings' time, but because of leadership. So we're voting for leadership. We're voting for agenda. If anybody tell you, say, this is election, it's only about removing President Weah, then you will continue to keep your country down. If anybody come to you and say, don't mind, let Mr. Bwaka, we'll carry Mr. Bwaka, but we just want Mr. Weah off the road, I'm not part of it. This election is about leadership. Who prepare, who will look in the eyes of corrupt politicians and say, your days of stealing from Liberians and Liberia is over. Because only you can fix your country, not Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings alone will not do it. He will need your support, and we must tie our belt. But his agenda, he knows what it means about short term and long term. If Mr. Cummings won the government, and let me tell you today, that nonsense people do, we allow business people to come in the country with the millions of dollars, and we just allow them to operate. It is time that government need to partnership with these people. Lamco, the JVC, is a joint venture, like bro, own share in it. LPMC, the manager for LPMC during Talbot time was a German man. Mr. Minor was the manager from the Liberian side. It is time that government and Mr. Cummings know it very well. The job for Mr. Cummings today is to tell you how to make your life good, what to spend and not what to spend. Sometimes when people say Mr. Cummings will go broke, I laugh. Mr. Cummings do not spend money on things that he don't want. God bless him. Yes. Mr. Cummings do not go around giving people money, dashing money in people's faces. Mr. Cummings help organizations. When you look around here today, a lot of big countries. In fact, let's go to Belgium. Self-help projects, community organizations, they don't want to build a country together. That is why in America today, they got to go to 501c3, the non-for-profit, and they allow companies to give association money to do things, and then they claim it on the taxes. If somebody coming to open a rubber company or foreigner, it may bring $1 million. As a government, you put in 500,000, or you put in the same $1 million. Say, I want to guarantee this business I will survive. Just in case if they want to leave, you can still hire them. Don't you know Hotel Africa? Hotel Africa was never owned by Goss. Hotel Africa was a business owned by, it was the hotel government owned property. But what it did, Goss Copenhagen went to Liberia to run Hotel Africa for the government. But after the whole thing, he went back. This time he took it over. It was not owned by him. To guarantee job, Mr. Cummings knows that one. Mr. Cummings said, before we can computerize the entire port to know how much duty will be like, then why can't we come up with a common sense and say, if this container will cost $1, if you bring 10, now $10, nobody to the port going to steal it. But at the same time, we should be able to pay our people minimum wage. I'm sorry, not minimum wage, living wage. They get minimum wage, they get living wage. Minimum wage don't survive, you don't survive on it. But living wage, that means the policeman will not make 150 again. The policemen, the teachers will not be making $200 from government. You know what I'm saying? But when you give them the kind of petty money, the men are collecting. How can you pay a man who going to collect taxes and you pay him $250 in US, $10,000 in Liberty? We allow business people to take all the profit out of the country instead of sharing the profit. But how do you share profit? I'm not an economist, but for common sense, you must be part of the business. You don't expect the man to bring him money, then you say he must share the capital gain with you. You should share the business with you at the end of the day. Lamco, JVC, Joint Venture Corporation, Liberia has share in it. We can't allow the people to come and take over everything. But that is Mr. Cummings. That is why I supported Mr. Cummings, because he's the only man that ever explained to us what good for Liberia. All our bunch of corrupt politicians tell you nonsense that we don't want to hear. President, we are today talk about education, talk about agriculture, After you raise your budget to $786 million, agriculture got 1%, at least one. The United Nations report on agriculture whatsoever, they say any third world country who want at least to bomb up the agriculture, to expand it, to create jobs when it comes to agriculture, 10% of your budget, your total budget should be into agriculture if you really want to invest. We can't be begging around, my people. Mr. Cummings said, even if we want to ask for 5 cents, we should be prepared to put 2 cents inside there too. That the only man who telling us, that's why I'm supporting him. Now the only man who telling us, say, yes, we want good school in our country, but we should go back to the drawing board to get a good school, not to go and start from the University of Liberia. We should go back to the primary education, where it started from. What's the problem? What mistake we've been making? We must train teachers. We must go back and train our nurses. Every Liberian, whether you get this and that, you must be able to go to hospital. And we will find the money. That means we're going to stop Endorsed Dillon from getting $30,000. Endorsed Dillon is so smart. He said the $30,000 is to run his office because government gave them money to run the office. And how much government gave them? Government gave them $2,500 every month to run the office. When you check it, 2,005 times 12, that's $30,000. He's so smart. He calculated quick. That lot, and I know damn office money. That office money. If Endorsed Dillon knew that 15,000, 2,500, $30,000 is to run the office, he was going to talk about a long time. Long time. That money before they used to call it legislative projects. This time they change legislative engagement. These are the people making today. You don't have good schools. You don't have good drinking water. You don't have good electricity, although you got some of you stealing electricity too. But not if the government official then stealing electricity. What about the ordinary man? Yeah. It's not going to be easy. If you make Mr. Cummings president, it's not going to be easy. But you see, when you want, you might like this. You buy clothes every day. You do this every day because you're in a late apartment. You by yourself. The day you purchase a house or build a house, your whole way of spending is different. It's different. You're not going to start spending again. You're not going to be, your wife said, will not want to buy a Louis Vuitton bag for 1,000 or whatsoever, because you got children, you got to send them to school, you got mortgage to pay, you got car note, or you got to pay insurance, or you got to pay a telephone bill, you got to get a heat bill. But before, when you were single, you could just go and buy clothes every weekend to walk about. Yeah. Listen, guys, please don't be moved. Don't let them fool you, because tomorrow on Monday, you will hear people lying all over the place. You will hear them lying all over the place. Oh, the boy come and say, my man, the thing you're doing not right. So I asked him the question, the same question I asked you guys. I waited for him to explain good. I know me, he listened to me and my friend. He said, not fair. You know what I told him? I said, I want you to do justice for the Liberian people. I want you to investigate. I want you to look in the CPP and tell us where the problem started from. I want you to go back and ask the question, what in the document that was changed that creating the problem today? Let Mr. Ure bring his document that should be the right one. And it is right. It's right in the eyes of you that you Yombly and Dillon and Zago support Bwaka. It's okay. It's not a confusion. It's not no problem. It's okay for you for Dillon and others to take the turning over ceremony into Joseph Bwaka's bedroom after her people said no. Her executive committee said no, this is how we do it, and she gave them the finger. It was okay. But it's wrong for an executive committee member to agree, or the chairman to agree, for the ANC to use the head office. The Liberty Party right now, if the Liberty Party, if the political leader out of the country, the chairman act as political leader, because you don't run the party out of the country. Even Liberia is not run out of the country. Technically, that's why the president leave. Somebody acting. You see in America, nobody act as president in America when the president travel. The president travel a whole office on Air Force. Everywhere the president sit, if he in the air, it's Air Force. If he get on any helicopter, it's Marine One. If he sit in any house, it's the White House. He runs the office from there. So what is the big deal that we ask Dillon, this man? Then Dillon have the guts where Mr. Bracker was Mr. Euro sort of tell Mr. Ability, well, my man, I can't use the party again. I can't use the party headquarters because your political leaders say I shouldn't do it. For what? We collaborating. The only people I get it. Let me tell you today, Mr. Cummings alone don't have the right in ANC. I know you say, but anyway, what you say because Mr. Cummings, because you ain't got a problem right now. No. Mr. Cummings believe in the constitution of ANC. Mr. Cummings believe in dialogue. Mr. Cummings believe that he's not the only man within the ANC. Mr. Cummings know within himself when he go against the laws of ANC, we will suspend him. If possibility, expel him. He knows very well. He knows. Yes, he's been respected. He's the standard bearer. We believe in his judgment. For Mr. Cummings to agree to be part of the CPP, he asked people, he talked to people, and he was able to make his case. He never did it on his own. He never took the ANC and pushed them there. People told him no, yes, no, but majority of the people agree. Majority of the ANC people agree for ANC to be part of the CPP. It was not Mr. Cummings' decision to be part of the CPP. It was not Mr. Cummings who made that decision first. Mr. Cummings was skeptical. He know, but after he looked at it and sat down and thought and said, listen, I can bring this country together. Yes, it's true that one party can make it if we want to do certain things. That is why he listened to Mr. Bromsky and said, let us do it together. Mr. Cummings didn't believe that this was going to happen in the CPP. Mr. Cummings have no clue that this was going to happen today. Some of us, we knew it. Most Liberians knew that, and they know today, and they still telling us that the CPP cannot hold. Because Liberians know how our officials behave. It's not us. Liberians know how our officials, they greet it. If it's not me, it will not be you over my dead body. Oh, I've been in the country here for 10 years. I don't want supposed to my time to run, that my time to be in office. That is why some Liberians get a guts in the mindset. Oh, don't worry. After George, we had 12 years. Then Mr. Cummings will kind of, because that is how the thing, because Ellen went 12 years. That means George, it is his right to go 12 years. So if George is out, then the next person we're looking for is Mr. Cassell and Mr. Cummings. Then after Mr. Cummings come there, his 12 years over, then we got to look for Cassell. Then after Cassell, then after his 12 years over, what will be here? What would it be? Like Brempo, you're full of fun. You're full of fun. Seriously. You're full of fun. Oh, don't worry. After Joe, we had 12 years. Then Mr. Cummings will be the next president because he's good, but not now. Oh, he's good. He got good ideas. In fact, Mr. Cummings will be good finance minister. If Mr. Cummings will be finance minister for Liberia, why Mr. Cummings can just go and accept the job again that he was doing? If Mr. Cummings want to be senator in Liberia, then he's looking for money. No senator or representative can make the difference. In Liberia, the power is within the executive. The power in government is in the executive. Only the executive can implement corruption, can stop corruption, can impose law and order. Only the executive can do it. That is why some good people want to be president. Although We got people who so look, when you get a country where 80% of the people are illiterate, including some of our so-called educated ones, they are stupid too. They tell you that broke people fail Liberia, that the educated men telling you that are not educated like us. They're telling you that the educated people stole from our country, that the educated men telling you. Because this educated man supporting somebody who has no leadership ability. So he put it under impression. He said, don't mind it, they spoil the country. We think we're stupid. We'll go beyond George. We'll go beyond George country because we sit down there, they spoil the country here. And they allow you to go with the same thing. Like some of the things we're talking today, don't let them lie to you again. You got this document. The document they took to the House was prepared. They negotiated every deal. The executive is the one who presented this paper for ratification. The executive pressurized the lawmaker because they corrupt bunch of fools like Mele, Dr. This so-called speaker. The so-called speaker, they took it. They signed it because they know everybody crying in Nima County, Bon County, and Grand Bassa have threatened the CDC for 2023. Then President we are say, oh, Senate, don't sign it. Please, I beg you. You just push it back. If your sign I will veto, how can you veto something that you prepare? La bro, video. How would in the war then Sir Joseph then organize themselves, put a committee together to go to the counties, to go meet the people and talk to them, to talk to the ordinary, the citizen. But Sir Joseph was part of the first deal when he was a representative. He signed the first one. You go and check. You ask President Weah when he signed his contract with Monaco before going to PSG. They always extend your contract based on your performance. You told the people to do certain things. They didn't do it. And guess why they didn't do it, my people? Because they bribed. They gave bulk of the money to our government officials. They gave the money. And let me tell you, I said something the other day because I do my research sometimes. I might not be right. You see all the internet, you see all the companies that sign all the bogus deal, and we see things I can call it mental steal, bribing. It's against the international laws. For a country to go into a third world country and bribe and sign a bad deal, we can take them to court and they will come back to the drawing board. We can take them to court and they will come back to the drawing board. If possible, they will find them because it is clear, one, they did the first bribing, they gave pickups. Because they know the advantage is that they know that the people are corrupt and they join, so you are liable, you are corrupt too. So they're not going nowhere. They will never turn that deal down. They will add more money, but that's not about the money or the creating jobs. It's about our people's health. If these people, they're saying that the people don't drink water from the well, they put wash their clothes with tap water. They wash their clothes, they do everything with tap water. Our people are dying sick. No hospital. We internationally don't can't put container down. So what the benefit? They got machine that can go all the way underground now to say the digging hole. You think that iron ore alone digging? Do you think they're doing iron ore alone? Today, our president and how they say you play veto, you just and deny it so you can come back to us so we'll go negotiate again. At least it's good. It's good. But don't let nobody fool you. If they were not, if we're not in the election, coming to election year, you can cry and cry and cry, be done because they need the $850 million. They need that money from mental state. They need it. So don't let nobody fool you. Oh yeah, the president good. Ali will vote for the president again. Yeah, thank God the president stood to us. No, the president will push you under the bus already. But because of your voice and the threat, when you threaten him, when you threaten the president that we will not vote for you, Nima Kante will go against you any day, anytime. So tell me, imagine he tried to do this. If y'all gave him the next time another 6 years, you done. Because he's not going to run again. He's not going to run again. It's all about themselves. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm not campaigning against CDC yet. What President we are do right will tell you do right. But this is the situation here. President we have done wrong, more wrong in Liberia than good. You say, but what wrong he did? Okay. President we have rehabilitate roads. Him build roads. They think your staff will, nobody build roads in Liberia yet. When you building roads, that means you are the one who digging and creating a road. The Ralphie Highway. If you do it, you're building a road. Because we know they put 2 lanes, they're finished. You see the Somalia Drive? Somalia Drive have been in the making for 4 lanes. Even from door time and whatsoever. That is why every time they put come on the road and push it, they don't get vexed. But Ralphie Highway was already built 2 lanes, 1 lane, go up and come down. So if you expand it now and open it, George, we are going to, if he do it, he'll be building a road. But they roll on the paving, they putting quota and whatsoever, they just rehabilitated because it was already there, and some people greater A and they come back, and the greater A and they come back. Don't be fooled by nobody for you to vote President. We are back to power. Mr. President, I love you, but I think it is time that you see reasons. Don't let the people around you fool you. I believe that you're not steal the election. You will not. But I will say this, if the Liberian people think that they can take President Weah, yes. I am not on a team to just remove President Weah with no change. Not like that, with no change. Oh, this is not about substance. This election are coming. It's not about agenda. It's not about who know. It's not about this. We want somebody who let's just get rid of Joe. So let's go support the old man. The old man is the most popular man, popular than Mr. Cummings. Yes. The old man of our president for 12 years. That's the popularity. Show me his work. Show me his record. Show it to us. We got people on record who caused the old man, how the old man is corrupt. These are the simple today telling you, oh man, don't worry, I think I'm politics, man. But when they're cursing the old man, they ain't just say the old man because they curse the old man. But today they're telling you, say, don't worry for their own selfishness. For the selfishness. I am happy, and I want to say, Liberty Party, thank you for the endorsement. You took your time and you did it. Out of 15 counties, 13 counties voted. 13 or 14, 13. Every county, the only county that never went there to show a day. In fact, one abstain, I think. One abstention, one of them never vote for it. Only Ambassador and Montserrat because of Dillon and Yombly people. You see. So people say, but when and the guy say they took Liberty Party to court. They put in a conjunction to stop the convention. Mr. Cummings went and spent money. He called one of the judges and said he would give the judge, I know how much. The man who carried the case, Zago is just an ordinary member, but not even a due paying member. You know, He's not even a due paying member. He owed the people money. He didn't pay his dues. Eh? They may pay his dues. So they took the paper, the case, and they threw it from you ever went to Capitol and Temple of Justice? From the last floor, they said I they threw the paper from. I think the real people said they say it dropped around. I think the executive mansion area there because the breeze. That people say we're going to Yombly. They think because Yombly are going to receive it in America. Anyway, that one is fun. But so you see, and let's be honest. Even if Liberty Party endorse us, it still don't mean that we will get all the delegates. But our work we are doing here is to make the case to take delegates from Liberty Party, delegates from UP, delegates from ALP. Mr. Cummings, if you go to convention, Mr. Cummings will win the convention. Don't be surprised with almost 80%. I can tell you 80% or more. I can say it. I can feed it. Okay, I'm going to take a break and I will be right back. But at the same time, I will be showing your comments for other people to. I will go through the comments and then we can start from. Share this video, please. Share this video. Share it. Share it. So let me tell you, I want you to listen. I want you to stick. Don't go nowhere. Tomorrow is Sunday. I want you to listen to Mr. Cummings. If you're not around earlier, I want you to listen to his 5 watts and how. That the only politician who telling us. So this is not a rocket scientist, but this is the fact. So please stand by and let us watch it together. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. It looked like my hands hit something. I'm sorry. It looked like my hands hit something. I'm sorry. Let me see again. I'm sorry. It looked like my hands hit something. I'm sorry. Let me see again.
Golioko, Golioko, chicken they grow for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently. And that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after these things called corruption. Corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken necro for day.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm here to educate you. I'm here to talk about Liberia. It might not look too good in a lot of people's ears, but the best thing is that, I don't want anybody to blame me for the failures. I don't want people to blame me that you don't know nothing about your country. But the fact is that at least you are hearing something from me. And I said it before. I want to say thanks to Liberty Party for the endorsement. And to the good people on this platform today and other people watching, you might see 24. But I don't look at that 24 anymore because when I go through my software, I noticed I started complaining about the number, but I don't look at it anymore because there are people on your page. Whenever you share it on your page, there are people who are watching. I will not be able to see them. Like some people that they are not my friends, but because they follow me and I got their name on my stuff and they watch me. So when they're watching through another person, it's fine. But let me give you guys a message. I have an advice for you guys. We have decided to put our face on Facebook. We have decided to put our lives out there. There will be people who will not like us. There will be people who will even try to kill us. There will be people who will try to harm us. But for me, nobody can do anything to me. Only the God up there can touch me. Only God can touch me. So, but I'm not going to put myself in harm's way. Insults on Facebook is nothing. Don't worry. I'm immune to it. It's only show people and something. So let me just read some of the comments. I know you are watching some of the comments. One of the comments that came here, this is social media, so it's not radio. On radio, you're careful to show some of the crappy statement that people gave out. But look at this young man. He lived in Connecticut. I'm not going to, anyway, just read it. But that's a good thing. Out of all the comments, I got one insult. That's a good thing. And this one that came up, he said, okay. He said, you guys have messed up UP. You guys have messed up the CPP. I'm not an official of CPP, my brother. I'm not a member of no political party. I support Mr. Cummings. I support the ANC. So I don't know how we mess it up. So when you check it up, according to the name, Mr. Cummings mess up a CPP. He from Lufa County. I would not be afraid this time to tell people where they're from. His name alone will tell you that he's from Lufa County. But the fact of the matter is that days are over. We got a lot of Lothians supporters. We got the good ones. The bad ones stay around. So I don't worry about that. Y'all see his name? He said we mess up CPP. That's a good thing. General, you are sure IP not playing smart with ANC. I don't know somebody talking. General, are you sure? Or Liberty Party not playing smart with ANC? Listen, let me tell you today. The only people who saying ability is being used by CDC is UP. UP and Liberty Party saying that Mr. Ability working for George Weah. Y'all listen, we're not stupid people. We're not stupid. When Liberia can get their way through, then they blame other people for their problems. So we're not here to kind of listen to that thing. Let Ability be working for George Weah, if that's what you think. Let Ability and the other people work for George Weah against Mr. Cummings, if that's what you think. So I don't know why people saying that. Ure Ability, who corrupt? Who is the most corrupt Liberian between two of them? Ure. Ure is well known for corruption than Mr. Ability. Mr. Ability is a businessman who people said that he owed government. Why government can go after him? FIFA said that Ability corrupt because Ability decided to run for president for FIFA and he was among the first 5 in the world. The only black man that make the first 5. Why you guys like that? So let them go after Ability. Mr. Baka parading the street with a corrupt people. Delon, Jumbly, corrupt. You ain't see that one there. You're worried about Mr. Ability? You're worried about Ability? What the crime Ability committed? Oh, because he's supporting Mr. Cummings? Which are the crime? We don't want to make Ability chairman. Yombly, Delon, and others voted for Ability. And two, in Africa, in Liberia as a whole, the man with the longest money controls the party. When they want to talk, let them pay the dues. We're not going to sit back again and allow people to use us and say, oh, for the sake of CPP, don't talk. We will talk. I will talk. I will talk. Liberty and I mean, what he said, the Secretary General for Liberty for Unity Party. He said, come 2022, 23, Bwaka will be on the ballot. Whether we like it or not. They'll say we must sit back and let it happen. We ain't got nothing to do with the division in our party. They make the decision, and you guys are you believe in democracy. Majority carry the day. Majority. And I will not want to beat, and I tell you today, if Mr. Ability were in a minority and want to support us because he's a chairman, we're not going to accept it. We're going to lane with majority. The first thing, NEC, who is responsible for all political parties, telling you they recognize this man. Then to show that because you guys are wicked, telling Yombly, we stand by you, yeah. Will not recognize nobody. You're coming up and you're melting into the poor business too now. You're melting into the business. Look, if I were you, leave and go join, you go independent. We're not going nowhere. That name CPP will live on. We will not spoil it. You won't go, you can go. Whatever happened on the main road, let it happen. A lion will eat us, let a lion eat us. If the lion will chew us bad, let it chew us. As much as we need you, we try to convince you, and you cannot be convinced. We got other people to talk to. We got other people to talk to. We trying to convince you to make it work. Mr. Cummings have leaned back. Mr. Cummings have done everything, have taken every advantage a human being can accept. When he want to do the one, they say no. When he want proposal, they say no. When he want to do the one, they say no. What I want to do, to use Mr. Cummings and think that he will use his resources and ourselves and put money together and give it to y'all to run campaign. You think that what we're going to do? You thought Mr. Cummings would leave the CPP because that is why you came up with this thing and what they say, consensus agreement. You think you really don't know that it was some consensus agreement? That is why he shoved it in Mr. Cummings' face. That you want to leave, you can leave. I will support Mr. Bwaka. But what he failed to realize, he think that the Liberian people are people now who can just sit and wait for election day. You lying. It catch up with you. Your own dirty games catch up with you. The delegates are in the counties. Let me tell you today. We all know the delegates. All party chairmen within the counties, they are part of the delegates. The executive in the county, they are part of it. District got 2. They are part of it. And you're not going to take the person from Monrovia and say, I'm in Bon County, district number 2. NEC will be part of the process. When was the last time Ure, when he was chairman for CPP or chairman of political for his party, when was the last time Ure visited Maryland? When was the last time Ure visited River G, Sano, Grand Cru, Grand Jide, River Cess? When was the last time? Since 2017, even 2017, I don't know whether he reached yet. When was the last time Yombly visited Maryland, River G, Grand Jide? When? Sano, Grand Cru, River Cess. When was the last time Yombly went there? She never stepped foot. When was the last time that Mr. Bwaka went to Maryland or River G, Grand G there, Sano, River Grand Crew, River says, when Mr. Bwaka stepped there to talk to his UP members? Never. Since the election. When Mr. Bwaka visited Nima and Lofa County, when Brani Samoka went there, when was the last time Mr. Bwaka went to Cape Mount, Bopolu, Bombing Hills? He only went to Bombing Hills on his farm. When was the last time? They know how the CPP offices were open. Mr. Cummings, when he was chairman of CPP, he went to all the counties and organized the offices there and did everything and make sure that stationary, this and that, God make sure they got buildings and whatsoever. Mr. Cummings did it because Mr. Cummings decided to start his campaign over. Mr. Cummings decided to reintroduce himself to people because we say, Mr. Cummings, go back there and talk to the people. He decided to reintroduce himself to the people and started his campaign. In fact, instead, we went backward and we look at the mistakes that we made. There was not even a mistake. It was the timing. 18 months, it was not a time for anybody to run for election in Liberia and win. Maybe you can do it for a senator or a representative, not to win presidential election. 18 months, it was nothing for any new, when I say new man into politics, to come there and win election. It's impossible. It is impossible. But that doesn't mean that you must go 12 years to win either. Anything that you want to do, you should plan, prepare, start, do the ground game, talk to people. They are the voters. It's not a corporation job. If Mr. Cummings was looking for a job and bring his resume today, people will hire him based on his experience. Because everybody know that Mr. Cummings is so qualified, people say, tell Mr. Cummings can be a good finance minister, or Mr. Cummings can be commerce minister, or Mr. Cummings can be on the finance team. To show that you people hate Mr. Cummings and you love him at the same time, when Mr. Cummings wrote on 9 pages sent to the people who had the economic forum in Liberia, and he had to go travel. Everybody vexed because they were looking for one man to that convention, that he was not there, but he also gave his input. And if you love Liberia, if anyone in America who thinks that Liberia is better, something wrong with you, go take your medication. If you in America and supporting wrong in Liberia, go back to and take your medication. Check yourself up if nothing wrong with you. If you want good for Liberia, you want a good economy, you want security, you want good education, good health, Cummings, that your man, that the only man who got the platform, who has the know-how, who telling you that your money belongs to you. You are part of the resources of Liberia. Period. If you vote for him, vote for him. If you cannot vote for him, so be it. We're not going to curse you. We're not going to keep color speech from you. We will tell you what is right. We will tell you. We will tell you. So, John Hina, don't blame me, yeah? Blame yourself. I'm not the one who say that you cannot understand, or you are the. I'm not part of your understanding ability. So coming on Facebook to insult me using words, I just look at your profile to see if you got children, if you got wife. I just look at it and I saw the insults. You see, like Frederick said, I am for President Weah. But if Mr. Cummings wins the election, I will still be happy. That's his right. He ain't cost me. He ain't cost me. Do you think I would be stupid to tell him that nonsense he put it, that nonsense? It's not a nonsense. The same way Mr. Cummings said, if President Weah can do good and make the election harder or even win and Liberian people benefit, I will be happy too. Yeah. John Hina, you better shut up before we curse the ass of you. John Hina, I will put a post up and tell you to curse me, brother. I appreciate your curse. At least you up watching me. You have not gone anywhere yet. At least you will take something from out of me instead of cursing. But I want you to continue to curse. Your name is John Hina. You soon call yourself John Cena. You know what I'm saying? So you can curse me, boy, it's good. Yeah, there. Close the F up. John Hina. They bought out a rare one. There's another one here. Stupid show and stupid idiot talk show. Close your asshole, man. But y'all, guess what now? This man is watching me. He's spending more time. And guess when all his comments. You see the time, I will show you when he comment. He sent a comment in. This comment came 12:09, 12:10, 12:10, another 12:10. You see, he stayed there watching me. That's a good thing. John Hina. You know, I watch you to show how dumb you are. I just from going through your profile. You know what I'm saying? You see, these are the kind of problem we go through in Liberia today. You know, they say you take the man from the bush, but you can't take the bush from all of the men. Joanna, oh, I enjoy you, man. Let me see where you get it again. Let me see where you get it. Welcome, Uncle P. Welcome, Timothy. Thanks to everyone, but we'll continue to educate our people. We can't just give up on them. Man, I can't give up on him. And I can't give up on you, my brother. I can't give up on you. You are Liberian, but my advice, you don't need to curse. You know, it won't serve the purpose. It won't help you. If you curse, it won't help you, my brother. Yeah, it won't help you. So don't make it look as if you and myself, we are at war. No, we are not at war. We are not at war. Yeah, John, don't worry, brother. Just watch me. The show is not a stupid show. It's only stupid to you. And I don't want you to blame me for your brains. I understand part of your brain is not operating right now. And because of Messi and others, and you know you left football business. But you can't blame me, my brother. When your brain dead is dead. I know maybe you're part of this war and this war affected your brains. And I'm very sorry if it ever happened. So don't worry. I will hold you. Things will be good for you soon, my brother. Things will be good for you. Just continue doing what you're doing. It will be good. So don't worry about it. Yeah. I understand sometimes we're frustrated, so we say things that are not right, but you know, you can understand from a distance. You curse me, you can. But I won't challenge you, John Cena. I want you to inbox me with the insults, and then I will show you little sense. By the time you inbox me, send in my mailbox. If you send in my mailbox, I know exactly what to do with it. You hear, bro? So don't worry. Don't worry. When you put it in my mailbox, I know what to do with it. I'll just show you little sense. I will come to Connecticut and show it to the people. But you can curse me like this. I don't care. You can go ahead and curse me. No worries there. But it's sad, man. People like John Cena, then. Yeah, I know. I call you John Cena. I thought you were the wrestler. You know. Okay, I'm checking for something on my phone. Let me. This is John Cena. Damn it. Y'all see John Cena? I don't know if that he wife here. You know, he had a face now. You know, when you see people with a profile like this, when you see it, where they're not showing their face, they're nothing. He got Messi. He got on his profile. He got Messi and other players from Barcelona. I know Barcelona and what. He got these guys. And this is the wonderful John Cena live in Stone, Connecticut. From Stone, Connecticut. He got 600. He got 600. What? He got 638 friends. Yeah. But I think I will see his red picture. Oh, he's a Barcelona fan. He's a Barcelona fan. I think this the guy right there. This the guy. United Loyal Countryman come to town. Okay. So John Cena. John Hina. Yeah. He sound like you from where? Maryland County or what? You from Maryland County or my people? Okay. Okay, guys. So tomorrow is Sunday. Today is already Sunday. And don't forget to go to church. And don't forget, by the grace of God, next week on the 22nd, that's when I'm going to send gifts out to Liberians in Liberia. Some people will receive $20, some people will receive $25, some people will receive $50 based on whatever I can give. So please, and I'm asking you, John Hina, don't forget now, I want you to send my Christmas gift too, my man. I want you to send my Christmas gift. So if you can do that for me, just send me $25. Timothy, St. Timothy, I need you to send my Christmas gift. I got to send gift to the children in Liberia, please. You can't only contribute to Spoon alone. You got to contribute to me too. Yeah. Uncle Pete, thank you for your contribution the other day for the $100. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the $100 so far. And I'm going to put my telephone number up here so you can, anybody want to call, they can call. I can take at least 2 or 3 calls. And you can call me and give your views on the endorsement of Mr. Cummings. I've explained everything to you guys why it's necessary. So I see nothing wrong with it. We did nothing wrong. Yeah. He's from Connecticut. I think he's from Connecticut. Okay, Mary Leonard rejecting him. No, Hina Ni. I don't know that the Hina is okay. Clone, no. I'm thinking about Hine. He's from Lofa because I got a friend called Joseph Hina. They call what they picking Kerry. He used to play for I. His name is Joseph Hina. So that's he the one that he from Lofa because Joseph and Kerry from Lofa. So you see, that's how we know them. I'm talking about Hine. Yeah, I'm talking about Hine. Talking about Hine. I'm loving it. All right. You know, I'm using a background here. So I'm going to put the number up there so you can. Yeah, Hine from Maryland. You're right, man. Hine from Maryland. Not, I thought his name is Hina. Yeah, John Hina. He from Lofa County. He's from Lofa. Let me see. Small ball. Motara. Look, I don't support any politician in Liberia and will never vote anyone in this country. Okay, that's a good thing. That's your belief. And because it is a complete waste of my time, I don't think so. Voting in this country is just to give other people and their families better life. Why you remain poor? Let Cummings stop all his pretense about changing Liberia, because that's the country, that country is complex. Listen, my brother, that's what he wants to do, is not the pretending. Mr. Cummings is not looking for a job. Mr. Cummings want to live, he's living in Liberia. He moved to Liberia. He moved to Liberia. So there's nothing for him to pretend. If we always think that the people that, if you don't vote, if you don't vote, if you don't support anything in Liberia, you will always get the wrong leadership, and it will frustrate you, and you will live out of your country. Small boy, don't do that. I don't think it's right. Your constitutional right is to decide who will be in charge of Liberia. You can vote for anybody. You don't expect them to treat you the way you think it's supposed, but listen to them. So Mr. Cummings is not pretending. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now to change Liberia, he alone cannot change Liberia because the country is complex. It's not hard, my brother. That we think it's complex. We think Liberian people are difficult. No, I'm just a concerned Liberian and not a supporter of anyone. You said it yesterday again, or day before yesterday. Who may call, who you may call politician. I am just concerned about how Cummings is presenting himself as the Messiah. Cummings is not presenting himself as Messiah. Do not call a man Messiah when he live with it. So if you think for a man who trying to be honest, if an honest man speak to you, that means he Messiah. Mr. Cummings never told you or never told any Liberian that he said we can do it together. That's what Mr. Cummings is saying. You know what I'm saying? That what Mr. Cummings is telling Liberian people, we can do it together. We can change Liberia. Don't just sit there and think that Liberia will not change. He's not the Messiah. So you're not supporting any political party. You're not supporting any politicians. But at the same time, thank God that you recognize Mr. Cummings and say he pretending. So Mr. Cummings should sit back. Don't be part of it, Mr. Cummings. Let the other people be part of it to show, and do not pretend. Now, I will tell you something. From your nice writing, just from your writing, I can tell you exactly that you're supporting someone else. You did not call no name, but you only call Mr. Cummings. Small ball Montari. You won't call nobody anymore. You call Mr. Cummings. Let me read it again for you. I know everybody reading it. You posted it 2 times, so I'll be able to read it. Look, I don't support any politician in Liberia and will never vote anyone. Maybe you never vote because you don't live in Liberia. 1. Maybe you don't have a voter card. 2. So in Liberia, because it is a complete waste of your time. Good. So you are not. You have just missed some of your constitutional duties. So you're not a patriot. You are not a patriotic citizen at all because you refuse. You condemn your own country, which is good, and you're part of the group that messing Liberia up. So that's a good thing. And 2, then you said they will only make their family rich and other people will remain poor. Yes, because they corrupt. You sat there and allowed corrupt politicians to take over because you refuse to vote. Then you say, let Cummings stop his pretense. Okay, we got Cummings, we got Bwaka, we got Ure, we got all these people. But you believe that only Mr. Cummings pretending. At least then he's doing something. They say the man who tries and fails is better than the man who have not tried at all. So Mr. Cummings pretending, at least he pretending. That's a good thing. And he's saying the truth. So, and now Mr. Cummings should not act as if he's the Messiah can change it. So where are you? Your post alone, if you're not supporting Bwaka, you support George Weah, or you supporting somebody else, my brother. So I challenge you now to call the names of the other people. Mr. Cummings pretending. But then what the other people doing? Are they pretending? So tell me about Mr. Bwaka. What Mr. Bwaka already doing? I challenge you now to tell the audience here about Mr. Bwaka. Since Mr. Cummings is pretending and want to act like he the Messiah, I agree with you. So can you tell us now, say you analyzing everything the politicians are corrupt. So tell me about Uri. Tell me about Yomli. Tell me about all these guys. And tell me about the present president. How he's working and how his leadership skills and what he's doing for Liberia. Tell me what Dr. Cassette. I want to hear from you. But from your stuff here, you one of the other supporters. So you're still not doing justice for yourself, my brother. You're not doing justice. Yeah. So you posted it 2 times and no problem. I like that. That what caught my attention. So and the general, I'm told he is a front polar client. He needs and I be message about damn. Oh, I know. Okay. Then he say, I never say you're a politician and a supporter of any party. Please read the entire writer. The one I just read. You think Pella was speaking here? You posted the thing 2 times. I went through it. And let me tell, maybe you say you forgot what you just put in there. You started, let Cummings stop all his pretense about changing Liberia because that country is complex. Yes, you said it right. One, Liberia is a complicated place. Liberians hard to deal with. Liberians and the liars. Liberians just want money. But Mr. Cummings pretending. So, if you don't, anybody who pretend they are liars, they're not saying the right thing. So he pretending. Now, look at your statement. I say you won't say. Then you say, I'm just concerned about how Cummings is presenting himself as a Messiah. Cummings told you a Messiah. So what the hell you want me to read here? Eh? What in this that I should read? And you say, oh, try and read the whole thing. You say he presented himself as the Messiah. You think Mr. Cummings one of the stupid politicians who lie to Liberian people? Eh? You don't live in Liberia, my brother. You don't live in Liberia. So you don't understand. You don't understand. Fine, oh, yeah. My Christmas, you too. Damn, but they need to run, my man. Dakwana. Every day you get plenty long neighbor. You need it too long. What will you put again? Damn it. Prefectures. Dakwana. The only Dakwana, the boy who took the name from Charles Taylor. Is JB still existing? Hey, Lawrence, I beg you, man, don't do that kind of thing. I just say the woman ain't existing. Small boy. I mention him because he is all in the corridor about changing the country as if he alone and those he might appoint into different offices will change Liberia overnight. You just stop to the Messiah and did not go far. But that way you stop, my brother. That way you put in our reading. What you doing so? Eh? You put it in there and where you stop at. What else there again? I see nothing here. You said he is bam. That was there. So you gotta end your own reading. You can't put a whole book on it here because it will tell you it will stop certain place. So now you say he pretending he take it. Now look at this one you just put back here. Since you're trying to justify this one, and Mr. Cummings won, never told the Liberian people that it will be easy if he's president. He said it will take time. We should tie our belts to get it right. He will appoint good people to the job. That is why he's not committing himself to any one of us who's supporting him, that he do not owe us a job. because I might not be qualified, and because I'm supporting him to give me a particular job, it's wrong. You can't kind of call me and say, "Oh, Mooney, you know that I'm going to send you to finance minister as the deputy minister for debt management." What the hell are going to do there? Okay, Mr. Kisha, I'll bring you to labor minister, minister, or because I worked there before. Do I look? I'm not. That's not what we're talking about. So Mr. Cummings knows exactly, because he's a fresh worker. He came from a place where he was in a hurricane and got good people working with him. Mr. Cummings knows exactly that you need professionals into the big leagues. You don't need amateurs to run Liberia. He knows that very well. You don't need amateur. When you stop controlling people, then yeah, and all kinds of things. Okay, Sarah Swa, he said, General, stop fooling Cummings. You trying to eat Cummings' money. Cummings will never become president in Liberia. There's another guy again. His mouth is a holy Bible. Mr. Cummings will never be president in Liberia. But at the same time, we're fooling Mr. Cummings. But at the same time, he just got a president who is the dumbest on earth, like the one you put in. And if you swap, okay, from the name swap, I would always catch you. You know, I noticed all the people who come up to course. Swa is a name from Lofa County. Saros, you from Lofa County, I know that. Now, if Mr. Cummings cannot be president, Mr. Baka is not even a president. He never ran for anything before in his life. He never won election before. So never belongs to God. And who are you to tell another Liberian that he will never? You know, just say, "Oh, Mr. Cummings not be president. Oh, the Liberia not for Mr. Cummings." It makes sense. But you make yourself look like a fool on my platform to say somebody never. Who are you to say you never? Hey, man, Sarah's, man. Sometimes they sense here. They think the people again handle your own sin. You can pay for it. You're too educated to be making fools out of yourself. Mr. Cummings will never be president, like, bro. Do I look like somebody who on Mr. Cummings' payroll? Eh? I'm not a money guy, but I work for 5 cents. I work for a little bit. I got family. You know what I'm saying? And even if Mr. Cummings, if I were eating money, it will be still be good, because you know what? I'm working for it. I wish I hope your prayer will come good. If I eat Mr. Cummings' money, I stay working for it. The thing are coming from out of the mouth. You think it's coming from your mouth? Eh? Fooling somebody. Do I know that that's to fool somebody? You think I here to fool you? And then I'm fooling you too. Because you follow my you on the show paying attention to what I'm saying. So you see, you can't beat this case, my brother. Let me put a line on. Maybe somebody will call. Let me put the telephone number up here. Maybe Saros or Small Ball Montari will call. So let me just put the line. Let me open the line, yeah? So I'm not worried. Let me just open the line. Maybe you will call. Okay. I will take 2 or 3 calls and then call it quit for the day, for the night. So please don't, it's nothing personal. I'm just trying to show you tough love. So when you see me yelling at you, I'm only trying to tell you that you make no sense. Kaka, what Alexander B. Cummings thinking on? Mr. Cummings can see presidency face in Liberia. You asking a question or you making a statement? So it's up to you now. Just make it clear. Hey, Joey, I can see president facing Liberia. Mr. Cummings, when I see president facing Liberia, you guys are really dumb for true. You think in Liberia, you think the presidency is for anyone special? The presidency only for Liberians. You yourself can run for president if you think you trust yourself, Kaka. Kaka Jiba K. Shema. He from Cape Man, the second. He from Cape Man. So I will be out of here in the next 3 minutes. I got to do other programs. I got to do some job for myself. I got to do some job for myself. All right. Oh, Prince, I put the number up just now. I thought the number up there. Get the number there, Prince. That they got in who? Okay. When I'm down, oh my soul so weary. When troubles come, my heart burden be. I am still. You see my police badge? I was honored by the Philadelphia police. What's up, my man? Your name and where you calling from, my brother? I know who's this, but for your audience sake.
Yeah, Derek, good morning or good evening. This is Prince Williams, and I'm calling from Tennessee, the volunteer state.
Yes, Prince, go ahead. Tell us what we don't know, Prince. You can go ahead on the endorsement and other things.
Well, let me first of all start by congratulating the ANC and also congratulating the General Benedict Cummings, and also congratulating the partisans and members of the Liberty Party, for making such a decisive decision in this critical time. As I listen to you trying to respond to people on here who are, not contributing anything positive, rather they are being sarcastic, I just want to say to you that do not waste your time now, because it is these things that you're doing, it is the sort of conversation you're having that affected the decision that took place in Liberty Party, because that decision didn't come from a handful of people. Rather, it came from all spectrum of the country. I saw a delegate from Sandal County. I saw a delegate from, and not even Lafayette County. I saw a delegate from Maryland. I saw a delegate from Grand Bassa. And the thing is, our people, we like good things, but we don't want to do what it takes to get the good things. We want to take shortcuts. We say we want democracy. We enjoy the democracy that we see in the United States here. But when it comes to us, we don't want to do it. We want to create our own rules. Today, what happened in Ghana, that is just, and what Liberty Party did, that is just kind of democracy that always make any nation progress. It make any nation progress. A friend of mine responded to my congratulations to Alexander Cummings, saying, "Oh, you know, I wish you had gotten it under circumstances that is not controversial." So I wrote him back. I said, "So explain to me what is controversial, or what is controversial to you." I said, "Democracy is controversial. Imagine in a nation where you have 5 or 300 million people in the United States here, when they have an election, a woman struggled to win. In fact, she won the majority of the vote. But through the process and system here that the people have, she lost by the Electoral College. So it means that majority of the people in the United States of America wanted Hillary Clinton. But Donald Trump won because of the system they have. It was controversial too. However the case is, the American people move on, and today we have another transition of democracy. So I said to him, I said, you think there will be no? I said, even in Unity Party, the Unity Party, I mean the ALP endorsement of Unity Party was controversial. The only thing it was done by dictatorship, it was not done by democracy. Had Bernard Uri allowed the process that Benedict allowed today, there would have been people in the ALP who would say that, who would voice their opinion. They would not accept the outcome. But however, they were appreciated because majority ruled. So we saw the majority of the people in the Liberty Party today speaking as an institution, making a decision that is for the future of an institution and the future of individuals' ego. And then you tell me now it's controversial. It is controversial. Life is controversial. However the case is, I want to thank you for doing what you're doing, because Liberia deserves better.
Thank you, brother.
If we must change that nation, we must make the hard choices, the hard decisions.
Yep.
So keep up the good work. Keep talking. People are listening to you. The Nigerian company is working hard. He's convinced me, and he has proven to me that if we put our effort and our resources, we'll reap the dividend. The Nigerian company doesn't go to the Liberty Party and go to every county. Imagine the amount of delegates that came today from all parts of the country.
Yep.
The Nigerian company go there and get every one of them 500 whatever.
I know.
No. It is the seed he sowed when he was CPP chairman. When everybody had forgotten those people because the election was over, the Nigerian company was there with them. Make sure that the importance of told them thank you. Although you didn't vote for me, thank you.
Yeah.
Open office for them that they can go and sit and become and at least, not just that culture that when election over, everybody go in their villages, then when election day come, everybody come. No, he opened offices so that people were going there, putting the effort, putting the ideas together. And today reaping the dividend, then we're talking about they say, look up. You have a Rennie Dapple that is critical. Not just critical, he is so obnoxiously critical, man. But I like to listen to the guy because he stirred my mind, he stretched my mind. Rennie Dapple today is in the process of discussing a meeting at Cummings. You think he's just happy because Rennie Dapple all of a sudden? No, because Cummings continue to reach out. Cummings said, when I met Cummings in Charlotte, he said to me in the meeting, he said, Prince, Liberia, in order for us to make Liberia the nation that we all hope it to be, we will have to reach across the aisle. We will have to go and get the best of the best, even if we disagree. He said, you'll be surprised. I will go to places and bring the best of Liberians. They don't have to be part ANC. They don't have to be CPP.
Yep.
When they are Liberians and they have the expertise, I will reach out to them. They can curse me, they can insult me. At the end of the day, if they have what it takes to make that nation better, I will reach out to them. Because it's not about me, it's about Liberia.
That's the fact. Yep.
It's about Liberia. So I want to thank you for what you do. And yes, you have these sort of folks like the guys that are talking nonsense here. Alexander Cummings would never be president in Liberia. Yeah, let's keep go. Then go to bed now. Go sleep.
Yeah.
Don't be up too late that day and you're wishing all your sleep and listening to. Go to bed now. So Alexander Cummings would never be president. Go to bed. Go sleep. Just about that is sleeping right now because Alexander Cummings would never be president.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, everybody else, even John Weir is sleeping because Jonathan Campbell will never be president.
Yep, that's the fact.
But the Liberian people are not sleeping because they're hungry. They don't have food to eat.
Yeah.
They desire change. That's why they elected Endorsed the law. A man who was unelectable.
Yep.
Liberian people overwhelmingly elected him because he said to them that he would make a difference. He told them, give me the benefit of the doubt. If the Liberian people engage direct along the benefit of the doubt, Arizona Cummings, who put it and who has what it takes,
yeah,
who past performance and past behavior is a good indicator of his future performance. I think the Liberian people will not give him a chance. Keep sitting now, go sleep. You don't see nothing yet.
Yep. Thank you, Prince.
Nothing yet. There will be every rock and every stone in that country will be turned over.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Visited. Every village will be visited.
Oh yes.
Election year, don't wait. Every village will be visited. Every river will be crossed. Every valley will be going into.
Yeah.
Everybody will hear the message. Any part of Liberia you go to, come 2022, they will have a choice. And they will make that choice.
That's the fact.
Because of the future. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, Prince. Thank you.
And Merry Christmas. And
wish you the same.
I'm trying to thank you for my Christmas, but I see you raising a little money for the poor in Liberia. So,
enough for you in America. Yeah.
God bless you and take care, man.
Okay, Prince. Thank you. Okay, I will. Thank you. Yes, hello, your name and where you calling from? Eh? Hello? Yeah, you're very low. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. Your name?
Oh yeah, this is Small Ball Macari.
Okay, yeah, Small Ball Macari. I saw your post that you put up there. What you want to start from? You want tell me about the Liberty Party thing?
No, I have just three major concerns.
But you're very low. I don't know anybody can hear you. You're very low.
Are you hearing me now?
Okay, I can hear you now, but you are low first.
Okay, I said I just have three major concerns concerning Cummings' ambition of becoming president of Liberia. Yeah, I have been following Cummings quite recently on social media, and I have been hearing him saying he has a very quotation says that the prediction of future action is the predictor of past action, which means that if you predict the present future action, you have to base your prediction based on the present past actions. Kobe says that he will be able to create jobs. There will be a lot of jobs opportunities for people. Even when you graduate from high school, you graduate from university, there will be a lot of jobs. How many jobs have Kobe been able to provide a local people in Liberia that we will use that to predict, saying that if he becomes president, there'll be a lot of job opportunities. That's the first question I have. The second question is that Comey is presenting himself like a messiah, like everything absolutely there'll be no one form of corruption when he becomes president. As if like he's going to be all of the ministries and agencies in the various counties, like supervisors, those people, he's going to appoint in different government ministries and agencies. So based on that, I feel like Comey is trying to just present himself like the messiah, like everything is going to be okay, and there's no version that is going to be his government. And that's so pathetic for such a person to present himself in such a manner and form. And lastly, I want to speak on the Labour Party endorsement. We all can remember, like in 2019, there was 19 senators who pledged their support to the former Vice President Joe Biden, and where it ends in. Like he did not even win the first round of the election, the second round of the election. So he had a little support but coming second in the election. So by the Liberty Party endorsing Cummings this kind of with my role every day that the Liberty Party, and we all knew exactly that Cummings was going to be endorsed by the greatest faction of the Liberty Party, and know that Liberty Party, they have a strong base in Grand Bassa County. So if Cummings will feel like those few handful of people who have endorsed it, which means that everything is okay, the people, Latin people are going to entrust him with their vote because few handful of guys from Liberty Party says like, I'm pledging my support to Cummings, and he feels like that's going to lay into the executive branch. I'm sorry for him. He has to do a lot of more work currently, providing more jobs, and everything we hear in the media, Cummings has money, Cummings is a rich guy, but nobody can actually point to why has Cummings reached all those money, like people say that Cummings have, what has his money done? What impact has his money had on the Liberian?
Okay, listen, man, you're wasting my time here. Listen to me. I thought you knew. Listen to me. No. You're not concluding if you don't get it, get the phone. But everything you're saying here, that means you know nothing about Liberia, you know nothing about Mr. Cummings. And one, I'm not going to waste my time. I can find two voters to cover you up. The first thing, you contradicting yourself on your own statement. You are not member of any party. You're not supporting nobody. You will not vote in Liberia. But you coming on a telephone here and putting yourself on a social media and making fun out of yourself. You just said you supporting nobody, but you have just downgrade. Hey, listen, my man, I will cut you off. I don't want to control my show. This is the day. Listen to me. This is the day. Do not let me to cut you off because I don't do it to people. You talk too long and you're not making no sense. That's why I'm trying to cut you off and let talk. So if you think you're going to come here, you're not making sense, my brother. I thought you were going to talk about your. I thought you were going to discuss about your statement that you just put up here. I thought you were going to talk about it, but you just make yourself look like somebody who had no clue about Liberia. I advise you again. I'm not going to waste my time to tell you about Mr. Cummings, what he did and how many person he got under your control are working for him, what he have done for Liberia, because you got no clue about your country. You got no clue, my brother. I see why you add small boy to your name. Your brains are small. Go and do your research. I'm not going to waste my time on you. You already said you will not vote in Liberia. That waste of your time. But you came here, you said you supporting nobody, but you say it's a waste of time for a Liberty Party to endorse Mr. Cummings. It's a waste of time because Liberty Party base is is Grand Bassa to show you don't know nothing. You're talking about base by this time. Two, you say Mr. Cummings got money. What have he done in Liberia? Because you don't know nothing about your own country. You do not even follow politicians. I will advise you, go back and do your something. I prefer to take you and push you on the bus. I don't need your vote. But I can get 3 other votes to cover you up. So you're not voting. I'm not going to waste my time on you. You're not a patriot. You don't love your country. You don't love nothing about Liberia. You said, you look how small you are. 16 senators voted endorsed Mr. Bwaka. And look why he landed him. A party endorsed Mr. Cummings because they are going to a convention, dummy. They are going to a convention and they need the standard bearership. You know what? I'll block you. You make no damn sense to me. I don't do this to people, but anyway, just stay there. Guess what I said? You are labor. That's what you call it. Say small ball. Small ball, Mutari, you are small labor. Your brains are small. I don't cut people off, but that nonsense you are talking the phone. I thought you were going to tell me why you don't want to vote in Liberia. Why you don't want to do anything because you said the people are complex. But you came here, I gave you the opportunity to say, so I got three things. Everything you said, Mr. Cummings got money, Mr. Cummings taking a set of B. Mr. Cummings said to know someone, the past performance and past behavior will tell you if this person will be a good leader. Past performance. Not that nonsense you are lying here talking as if nobody know. And you just listen to what he said at his end of his 5 watts and how. Anybody, if you want to know that this person will be good or this person did good, look at the person past performance. Mr. Cummings never told you that he is the Messiah. He's not a Messiah. He's a human being like you. But on this case, my audience, I am sorry, but on this particular small ball, I can find another voters. He's not ready for Liberia yet. He's not a patriot. You know, these are the people that have they had a side, but based on their inability and based on their self-centered and based on their low self-esteem and based on the Liberian message, they're scary. They don't want to be identified. This man wrote something here. This man wrote this thing here. This man, okay, yes, yeah. You will say that because I am not buying into Cummings' lies and pretense. Let him keep living in the world of Ethiopia and believe that he will become president just by him behind endorsed ability. You see, one, this is the man who wrote this long book. This is the man who wrote this. This same guy, small ball put this one up first. Okay, you put out all a new one. He said, every day we can hear that Cummings is rich, have never had any impact on the local people life. Look at all dummies. Hey, small boy, you small boy too. Why can't Cummings open a company in Liberia that will provide jobs, but in curiosity is only about becoming president? Tell me. Millions of Nigerians have money, and you elected Josh Manewia, who played professional football. He opened one company. You behind Mr. Bwaka, who he create one job for anybody. You know what? But people, listen, I can't. I just want you to look at this thing. What's the guy put over? You know, it's sad. Okay, here's the end. Cummings is no Jesus Christ, and you guys should not bow down to his speeches about changing the country. Cummings will not be in all the ministry observing anyone, and besides, it is 99.9% fact that he will do the same thing he is criticizing today. Amen. You know, we got trouble. We got a lot of trouble. We got trouble. You know, I long been talking about some Liberians who are not. Okay, I want you to look at this. Okay, small ball. I want you to read what Fred put up here. I want you to read this. Some useful intel for your eyes and responsible colleagues. Only insightful information by ANC Global. Alois Morgan team, please read and make notes of our focus prioritize for 2023. In 2017, 5 candidates accounted for over 92%. That's a fact. George Weah 38, GMB 28, and so ongoing. And then no one else got more than 1.6%, arriving less than 18 months in the race prior to election. That's the fact. Mr. Cummings spent 18 months in Liberia. But you see, that's true. I just want for people to understand that I don't usually do it, but based on him, he was small, he a kid, he don't know what he's talking about. He just want to be part of the process, that is shameful, it's shameful. So, small boy, I will advise you can be on the show, you might know more, and your statement and comment against Mr. Cummings is not anything. You can say whatever you want to say. It's just that people reading your comments, but it make no sense. That's all. That's why I shut you off, because it make no sense. You lie on your first comment. You just talk about Mr. Cummings will do the same thing. But let me put one of your comments up. Let me put this one. He said, look, I do not support any politician in Liberia and will never vote anymore in this country because it is a complete waste of my time. Everybody respect it. Say, well, because you're trying to push away your patriotic duties, so you will not. But then in your comment here, you talk about Mr. Cummings. Then you came by, you said Mr. Cummings taking his. Then you came on air, I put you on, and then you start explaining nonsense that make no sense. So that means if you're in Liberia, you don't know Mr. Cummings. You don't know what Mr. Cummings have done. You don't know what Mr. Cummings got people work. What he created? What he want Mr. Cummings to create a logging company for you to work? The George Weah you voted for, who want to play soccer? You voted for George Weah. Don't blame yourself, Armstrong. I know the frustration, what's going on, right? I know you feeling so bad because you supported George Weah and it didn't work up. So George Weah is not nobody. It's the same problem talking because one Liberian mess up the business. So you don't want them to give another Liberian a job. I understand your frustration, small boy. You voted for George Weah. You voted for George Weah. I can go up, come down. I can bet my life you voted for George Weah. Because how do I know you voted for George Weah? 16 senators voted and endorsed Mr. Boaker. 16 senators are just senators. But yet, Mr. Weah beat him because you voted for Weah. Now the frustration, you try to put a frustration on poor Mr. Cummings. Poor Mr. Cummings. You put it, so I will play it again for you to listen to it again. You don't need to listen to his speeches, but listen to what in there. Since you used to listen to speeches because Mr. Weah did not give you any information, he gave you a blank check. But because you're a small little boy, that is why you accepted Mr. Weah blank check and you voted for him. So you're used to it. So all the thing Mr. Cummings doing is like it sound funny in your ear. But don't do this to yourself. You're a Liberian, my brother. You're a Liberian. Don't do it. Please. Don't make yourself look small on social media. Or if you stay in the TikTok business, keep it up. Keep it up if you're in the TikTok business. And you can write good. You're a good writer. You took your time. You put a whole book up here. You took your time. That's a good thing. But you're a smart kid. And for you to just push away your patriotic rights, don't waste your time. Your future is in the Cummings government. He mean that you can get a government job now. But you will be able to work in Liberia and you will come back one day and tell us, some of us, I don't know if some of us will see it. Because if God ready to take us, he will take us. You understand? But the thing is that don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. And one thing again, I don't respect people who don't have a real name on Facebook. I just believe that you hiding something. You hiding something, and you can't do that. Respect the name your father gave you. I don't know that the name the man gave you. Let me look at your. You see, you're not go. I understand, kid. You are smart. I knew from your writing, you smart. I will give it to you. It's a good thing. You in America now. You can't vote in Liberia. You voted, and your family and your relatives or your mom brought you to America. That's a good thing. So give the opportunity to other people. You guys say you vote. You in what? Rock Island, Illinois. You in Augustana College. That's a good thing. And you voted there too. You said I'm gonna vote for. Oh, you're running for something there. You said I should vote for you. Okay. The case. Begin. You got a lot of. Okay, you live in Chicago. So you see, you're not going home to vote. You're not going home to vote because you're not even pursuing people you voted during the you came to America. Oh yeah, you came in. But you're smart. I won't lie to you. You're a smart kid. United University College, St. Peter Clever, Cristo Rey Christian, and Catholic School. So you see, you from Grand Bassa County. I see why you vest. so, so, my man, your you got your last name is the real name, but what is your first name? Small ball. Okay, that's good. But I see you from Grand Bassa County. That is why you piss off Billy and give the endorsement instead of you are doing it in Grand Bassa County. Listen, Grand Bassa County is not for you alone, my brother. Grand Bassa County is not for you alone. So you stop the thing here. uh, anyway, I give it to you. You're a smart kid, but and you're not. You don't consider yourself a small ball. If that's your name, small ball, fine, I accept it. But don't call yourself small. You smart to give, to write, and to. But your analysis from Mr. Cummings is wrong. You know nothing about Liberia, kid. I just want to make to know if you're a small ball for true because some big guy can call themselves organizing papi, this and that. But you know nothing about Mr. Cummings. And for all the time, I will advise you go and do your research. Go and see what all Mr. Cummings have done in Liberia, and I'm going to give you some of them so you can know them. You understand? And because you go into school and you believe in education, if you don't know that Mr. Cummings, the first Liberian to build a high school that only deal with it's a STEM school, science, technology, mathematics, science, and science, technology, mathematics, and something school. Mr. Cummings invests into a lot of schools in Liberia, from UMU to Nima Community College. Mr. Cummings provided up to $30,000 worth of computers for University of Liberia. Because BWI had no light, Mr. Cummings contributed, gave them a 350,000 kVA generator. Mr. Cummings have contributed to a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lot. When it comes to clinics, hospitals, he have done it. Excluding his foundation and the ANC, Mr. Cummings has over 200 Liberians on payroll. Mr. Cummings don't have to open a corporation for you to work. It's up to him if you want to do business. But Mr. Cummings has a financial firm, the Cummings Investment, and he worked with local firm in Liberia that gave Liberians loan. So stop it, man. I can give you the list and go on, but that's something we need to talk about. It's not something I need to tell you. Mr. Cummings don't need Yombly that you voted for. Yombly, your Basso sister. What she did in Grand Basso County before your mayor senator. What Yombly did in Grand Basso County. Delon, who is your Basso brother? What he did in Grand Basso County. Mr. Bromskin, who was the former political leader and founder of for Liberty Party, don't even have a house in Grand Basso County. Eh? But you follow him. You voted for George Weah, who did nothing that you cannot show me one where that he dug or to show me a zinc shack for school. No, but you voted for him. Because if I have not called George Weah because he was a young man, you were a young man, and most of the young people voted for George Weah. But you see, you were blessed. Your family in America, they sent for you. You don't pay your own way to come to America. You got relatives in America, either your mom or your dad or somebody sent for you. While some of your peer group in Liberia are going through hell. That is why you brave enough to say you will never vote, because you pissed off with George Weah. You pissed off. If you're in Liberia now, you'll be looking for government job too. Getting it? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So please, don't get pissed off like that. Don't get mad at other people, or because George Weah mess up. Yeah. Because George Weah mess up. Because George Weah mess up, so you think that everybody going to mess up too. George Weah disappointed you. You know, listen. For what I see, your age, you never voted 97. You never voted 97. You had no opportunity to vote 2005 and 2011, but you voted in 2017. So you just came to the States, because the last year I see on you was 2019. So please don't mess up other people's future. Since you're not going home, you're doing good here. You with the boys and girls, you with the YMCA, you mentor kids. That's a good thing. You're running for one of the auxiliary group in your college. That's a good thing. You get your kid bear on your back. That's a good thing. Your people good. You live in Chicago. Your mom and pa living here, my brother. But they got other children who can come here. Some of us who came to America here, luckily for us, I have a daughter who I had to take her from one country to another country, just to be able to get out of high school and get out of college. You see? But other people in Liberia can't afford it. So when we're talking about leaders doing things for Liberia, listen, Mr. Cummings can remain by himself. I want you to follow the example of Mr. Cummings and be better than Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings came from a very poor family. His mind and power were not rich. I'm talking to you, small boy, Motari. You can be better than Mr. Cummings. When you study hard and you work hard, you can be richer than him. It's not that people say, Mr. Cummings got money. He worked for it. Go, when you work in this country, they don't hire your salary, especially when you reach certain place. Go and read about him. Go on the Pittsburgh, just Google his name. His tax clean. You will see it. So it's not like he don't need to go to Liberia to open a rubber company for people to work. If you want him to do it, what the government going to do? You think everybody want to do the same business? They got people who open financial office. They got people who open other businesses. Do you know what Mr. Cummings is doing for a living? But you can do better than him if you study hard, if you work hard, and always remember your country and take it back. Don't say you will never vote. That's your constitutional right to vote. If you're not in Liberia to vote, you talk to your friends. Not because your mom or your pa or somebody brought you to America, then you think your friends in Liberia don't deserve nothing. Eh? So you can't do that. You got to allow other people, give them the opportunity. Since you don't want to vote in Liberia, that's a good thing. But you voted 2017. Don't get mad. Don't get pissed off that you can't trash Mr. Cummings and think that I will sit there and lie because you don't know the issue. Yeah, hello. What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, Money, look, it's about time we be frank and we tell people the truth. Sometimes it hurts, but the truth is the truth. The small boy over there, he's very stupid. You know, and not because of what he and because he's not supporting his own comments. Look, people can be book smart, they can still be stupid. We live in the 21st century. Small boy is in America here. He's going to the best of college. He's running for office in his auxiliary. Hey, has anybody in his auxiliary asked him, what have you done before you running for office? In America, he's in. The Obama open company here. The Obama open and a factory here.
Yeah.
The Obama gave people a job before he became president. Small boy is stupid. And if he can allow you to help you with his stupidity, then he will get better. In this day and time, when you get in technology, small boy in America, you can go on the internet and check and get information about exam Cummings. No, he's doing it deliberately. He got the information, he got the intelligence, but he wants to act like a hypocrite, and he wants to come on here and then to use your platform to perform and to disseminate the stupidity that he has, so that the people he got in Liberia who are suffering, who are not like him, have the opportunity to be going to school, eating the best of food, so they can remain in the stupidness that is affecting our country today. Now, some people say, oh, why are you insulting the man? This is not an insult. It's a state of mind, a state of being. Here is a man who, money just check his information. He going to one of the good schools. And he talking as if that he's someone from the village in Grand Bassa County, that he got no access to the internet to search and research in his coming, that he doesn't read the Constitution of Liberia. That didn't say that you got to open company in Liberia for you to be president, or you got to give people jobs for you to be president. The Constitution only say you got to be at a certain age and have a certain amount of risk, financial security. Then for small boy, what he call it, he says small boy. He's small. His mentality is small. The same way as his name. And that's how you have to put these people in the place, so that they cannot disadvantage all of the people. You standing here, I was trying to talk to our people back home in the villages who don't have food in the place there who right now, they don't have no form of entertainment. They only take their cell phone on Facebook and listen to people talking on Facebook. You trying to educate them, open their mind, and he come here, call himself small boy, talking small thing. And they want to denigrate and insult a man who, just like him, Cummings is like him. Point four, the man was not, if I'm coming out, he never come from a rich family. He worked hard, came to this country, did the best. When they talk about comparison or competitive analysis, Cummings is to Cummings is to the Cummings success is more than we are winning all the trophy you won in soccer. You know why I say that? Because all the trophy we are winning in soccer, have any of the company ever opened a foundation for George Weah? Have you seen AC Milan open a foundation for George Weah called the George Weah Soccer Foundation?
No.
Have you seen FIFA or European Football Association open any foundation for John Weah? Is John Weah pay any soccer fee when you're coming? But yeah, you are elected him and making president. Yes, Cummings who serve Coco when you're leaving the people were one of the most accolading testimonial of this man performance. In fact, they put the cream on it. They open a foundation in your country. They could open a foundation anywhere. Company could open a foundation in Ghana, they open a foundation in United States, they open it there. But you open it in Liberia, Then plus you open a school. You open a school that you go there, South Joseph, and building big houses there. They say school, they college and they bring Georgia and still money, they building all of them. Coming open a school that will bring the children into this 21st century. Not 18th century education, SSO, UO, LOO, no. Technology. When they can leave America and Liberia comes to America, they will not have to stay. Like someone who came in the country, who graduated from CDW, who came in the country, who got a busy start all over. We didn't even know how to tap, but we tap in jail with Boston Pangana. The man giving the training a head start that they can go anywhere in the world and compete. The man received the most decorated civilian award for humanitarian services. Building institution. And you're talking about the man do nothing, Cummings will never be president, and this and that. He fooling himself, he went along with that Musa ability, and this and that. Let's stick to the issue. How has that changed Liberia? Today, your legislature took 45 seconds to pass the accelerated deal that putting our children's future for 25 years. 45 seconds they took to pass that deal. The budget, they took only 10 seconds to pass the budget of almost $800 million. What every legislature's benefit, salary, and everything you think about have been increased 200%. A legislator, your stationery used to be $14,000, senator make it $180,000. The president offered that he have $30,000 for stationery, senator make it $1,800,000. They pass it in less than in 60 seconds. Yes, it's sitting over there. You calling your congressman, call yourself small boy. You call your congressman and talk to them. Say the people are this is a national task. They are stealing our future, our money. They say that the government do nothing. And welcome in here. I got 3 questions to ask. It's stupid. It should allow you to help you with stupidity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prince. You see, sometimes you guys, and just what I say, I understand you're a supporter of George Weah. You voted in 2017, but I think Prince took his best time to talk to you. And there's another guy here. I just want to put him up again. He said, "Where was Cummings when Liberians were in suffering in refugee camp?" Robert Bashir, you don't know Mr. Weah. This is you're George Weah supporters. You voted for George Weah. You live in Liberia. You voted for George Weah. But that's a shame. But I don't want you to blame yourself for what you did. Because you saw yourself in George Weah. You thought you were going to do better. If Mr. Cummings had relatives in America, in Liberia during the war, do you believe that Mr. Weah went in refugee camp? No. Mr. Weah never ever help one Liberian into refugee camp. I live in Ghana. Liberians left Ghana and went to the Kings Bay Hotel to visit Liberian players, to beg, to ask for money. President Weah never visited a camp. President Weah never visited any refugee camp. And Bashir, I challenge you on this public forum. If you show me ever in your lifetime where President Weah was standing in refugee camp, because at that time, President Weah was a celebrity. He was a big player in the war. Journalists used to follow President Weah. I used to do the recording for Lone Star games in Liberia. When we beat Gambia 4-1, we drew with Togo, Algeria, Tunisia in Ghana. I was there. Don't let nobody fool you. President Weah, the last that he ever went closer is to stop on a camp when Liberia beat Ghana 3-2. When Mr. Cummings sending for his family people to come to go in refugee camp or to travel, President Weah sent for his family people and took them to Ivory Coast. You think President Weah have responsibility to help everybody? We had the Akosombo Accord. We had all the accords in Ghana. President Weah never visited none. Even Ellen Johnson never went in the refugee camp. You worry about Mr. Ure, you worry about Mr. Cummings going refugee camp. Mr. Cummings have done more in Liberia compared to Mr. Weah as president. Mr. Cummings has used his cash to educate you. He opened schools, the only same school in Liberia. Mr. Cummings was the first individual Liberian who ever paid WAEC fee before George Weah started doing it with the government. And right now they hold it, they throw WAEC fee because government gets 7,000 to pay. You voted for George Weah. Layer of profile, Bashir, because at the dumbest squad, are you here? This is you, George Weah in the back. You saw yourself in George Weah. You thought he was going to do better. He disappointed you. He disappointed you. Tomorrow, when you leave Liberia, or maybe you have left already, when you go back home, they will call you sit and foreigner. They will tell you don't belong in Liberia. Who told you for you to run for president, you must build where? Show me one thing that President Weah did in Liberia before we made him president. He played for national team, yes. Salesa played for national team. Jonah played for national team. Kevin Sebe, Massa Gion played for national team. So what the difference? We voted for him because he played for national team. Show me one old little word that George Weah dug in Claratown. George Weah gave $5,000 and opened a scholarship at the University of Liberia on Do a Life. That one scholarship sent Do a Life, they still talk about it. They still talk about it. Jonathan Sebwe gave $5,000 to the University of Liberia. George Weah bought one of their school buses. Do you know, in fact, it's not enough. Do you know what celebrities do in America here? They gave back to the community. That is why Mr. Cummings, the school, the Alexander Academy, the Alexander Cummings School, you don't know who funded? Chevron and Coca-Cola, because of Mr. Cummings' work for what he did. AC Milan, why they can't come to Liberia say we'll provide coach because Joe, we already play for us. The record that Mr. Cummings said, my boy, pray to God you do the same thing. You're a young man. You asking about refugee camp. Who the hell want to know? When I was in refugee camp, nobody gave me money. Only my family people send small thing for me. You think that Cummings or Joe, we are responsible to come for you? You think so? Because you're backward. And you, my small boy, my small boy, you should be thankful. Yes, you want scholarship, according to you. According to you. According to you, you say you want scholarship. Where is it? You say, where you put it and say you want scholarship in to come to the States. That's a good thing for you. But not because you're in college, you're smart. No. You might be book smart, but you stay stupid, my brother. We still got to educate you. I want you to know about your country. That's all. Do not, because if you're telling me you're running for one of the auxiliary in your college, and you're telling me you never vote in Liberia, my boy, you just disgrace yourself publicly. If any of your peer group see this, they will not vote for you in your college. The university, they will not, because they tell you, say you're not a patriot. You're not a patriot. You're a small boy. I pray that you'll be good because you're the future leader. And it will be bad for you because you're Bassa man. You got Queen Nina. You come here, you don't want to go Bassa against it. You don't want to go to Grand Bassa, kind of. Ah, Jesus. You see, I don't blame you. Your role models and you follow, yeah. All of them corrupt. So it pissing you off. Don't get vexed, oh my brother. Don't get vexed. Thank you. Somebody answer you. Robert Bashel, I walked from Dupo Road to Kakata. I did not see any politician, nor did any politician came to help us. Secondly, Cummings did not send you to refugee camp, meaning he was not involved in bringing the war to Liberia. We had the Akosomo Accord. We had the Ghana, all type of different accord. Ellen Johnson never went on refugee camp. If you go on refugee camp, it's you. Why somebody might come on refugee camp to support you? I said, okay, no, let me go on a refugee camp. Oh. Now, you see how wicked Liberians are. Those that supported them, even during the war, they vote against them. They made Joria president. Yeah. People, okay, let's say Ramos Salif stole Labrenpo money and built stadium. Labrenpo voted against Ramos Salif because that Ellen Johnson's son. But he stole the money and built a stadium. George, he put one rack. He dig one well in Claratan. He faced no football fee. But today we have say he contributed the fee to your the invisible park. That his personal contribution to the country. Country, the government money. Oh. Look at Bashir. Bashir, you spoil the country, man. We'll try to face it for you. You stay young. You're a young boy. You get case. You got nothing to solve. You got nothing. You get for a job. You can even make case for a job because you're not used to it. You're not used to all the explanation here, but I want to hurt you because you're not used to it. You don't used to all the talking, what we do, what we not do. All you know, Germany president. That's all. When Joey eat dry red with fried fish, you can be across the fence and be laughing. Say, oh, look at the pape. Yeah, the pape eat it today. When Joey buy the one, oh yeah, the pape enjoy. Remember, you saw the pape car? You saw the pape car? It's sad, oh my people. The thing we in here is sad. You're taking it for a joke. Our future leaders, they're gone. Like small boy in America. His friend is still in Liberia. He finished with them. He said he won a scholarship. Was this scholarship a lottery? He said, hey, let me say again. He said, I won a scholarship. So that lottery they were playing. Man, I won a scholarship from a non-for-profit. From a non. I don't know how to spell that non-for-profit, my brother. You're in college. I'm not smart enough, but you get it wrong again. So correct it, small ball. I expect to be a smart kid. It's N-O-N, then you put a P-R-O-F-F-I-T. So it's not non-for-profit, none. Yeah, E not supposed to be there. But it's supposed to be like a one wall and put a half in between it. So please, and my parents did not bring me to, okay, your parents didn't bring you. I agree. You won scholarship. I don't know how you win it. You apply for it or how they send you. You did something and the person sent you to America. It's good. That's a blessing for you. That's a blessing, but small boy. But be a patriot. You're not even a citizen yet. You're just a student. So if nobody sent for you when you finish, now you see, this is what's going to happen now. Let me tell you, small boy. Your mind sent for you. Your parents sent for you. You got a scholarship. You came to America. When you graduate, you got to go back home. Or you have to marry one American girl to get paper. Your mind sent for you. You can't play, you can't apply for asylum because we ain't fighting war in Liberia. So don't think you're making news. You're not making no news. And now you say you don't want to vote in Liberia. When you go back home, in fact, at least your own. I got my nephew. He in Kenya. He doing a PhD. He going back to finish it now. His scholarship. He got scholarship. My daughter. I think my daughter older than you. My daughter older than you. She got her degree. She worked. She got a very good job with American people. Very good job. Not in America, but very good job. You're a young boy. But now you got a scholarship. You come to America. Now your mind and power sent for you. You on campus. Maybe at the end of the day, don't be because I sure there's something they might add on it. So how you I want you to boast about it. You want a scholarship. Maybe you own a Bill Gates scholarship award that you got free 4 year scholarship. Now, when you graduate, you're gonna go back home. And when you go home, you're gonna see the same George Weah that you left there. Maybe. But guess what? If you don't meet George Weah, you are the future leader. You will be the one when Mr. Cummings president that you're the one that will be looking up to. You will go to Liberia, you see companies, you will see different things. I hope you're not going to school say you want to run for something too. Or you can stay in America and marry one American girl or one Liberian girl and give you people. Or maybe your mind and pie in America, the other thing you're talking. And then some parent can adapt you. So just pray to God. I think I will have my 100% advice. Don't talk. Concentrate on your lesson. Yeah, my brother. Don't talk too much. Just concentrate on the lesson. Pay attention. You'll do more. I'm serious. You got a good idea, but the only idea you want to put an idea to use this platform to insult somebody who already have achieved more than any politician in Liberia. He clean. He ain't got no money from anywhere. So I'm gonna tell you, say he will steal. Oh. If you are rogue yesterday, you'll be rogue today. I can tell you, say Mr. Cummings will do the same thing. When I check his record from all the things he was doing, for all indication, his past performance and behavior, the way he behaved to people, his moral standing, what he believed in. And he believed in human being. He believed in human dignity. He believed in the dignity of labor. He believed that Liberians should earn living wage, not just a wage. So you will be the one to enjoy when Mr. Cummings set up that country. He's not a messiah. He always say we. He will look for the bright and the brightest. They got some in Liberia, they got some across. Mr. Cummings will not go to no group home to go take somebody from there and put them somewhere. He will not go take one former, the guy who maybe he was a electrician or engineer before and came to America and spent 10 years working with Home Depot. Working with Home Depot and say, we're sending me in Liberia 10 years ago. Let me just bring him. After he didn't go for no refresher course, nothing. Remember, the ball is in your court. But I will advise you get out of politics. Don't get to you what you're running for now is some of your friends is mistakenly because I got my stuff on YouTube now. I got it on YouTube. Let me get you to understand. I might not get subscribers because I really don't concentrate on YouTube because Liberians do not really go onto YouTube like that. But I got my stuff on YouTube. Some people watch my show when they finish. They might see you, and you know American children. You know American children. And guess what? You know my son can take my show someday and put it on that Twitch. He can share it on it sometime, for his friends there. So please, just do the right thing and don't get into politics. I don't think it's good for you right now. That's the fact. That's the fact. You are 100% right, Nora. That is the real truth. Look, the man, according to him, he said he got a scholarship. He going to school. But after school, 4 years or whatsoever, you either have to marry somebody and get people, or they will send you back. You on student visa. They will send you back. And when you go back, you will start getting pissed off with George. We are more. But the only option you got is only one politician in Liberia. I don't know about Kiasa, I don't know about other people. Only one politician who, when you look around today, he has promoted more young people in the party and who believe in the youth, who believe in youth empowerment. So at least he's saying it. George, you have never talked about youth empowerment. George, you have never talked about education in Liberia. George, we have said, oh, I put the portal. You can stay home now and register online for University of Liberia. Hey, that achievement there. I get free tuition to universities. That achievement. When the other people can send a train to primary to elementary school. Yeah. My boy, I beg you, man. Don't get there. I understand where you're coming from. You there with Liberty Party. Because Liberty Party, the Basketball Party. Anyway, that's what you say. The Basketball Party, yeah. Even if he gets into politics, politics won't take him nowhere and he will leave it by force. Yeah, you see? So, small ball, Prince on you. The position you are running for in your university did not create anything for that. That's a fact. That just to disturb, that's all. Just to disturb. So, guys, I want to say thanks for watching. I'm coming to do my church program and get ready tomorrow. Sleep. By the grace of God, my wife will be leaving from Liberia tomorrow back home. And Monday we're gonna go pick up on the airport. You know, I've been a single father for 2 weeks. That's how I consider it. Single father. Everybody's not laughing. And you got to make sure the kids get ready to do things. Well, guys, I appreciate you, your time. You guys are the best. And I know we're doing it together. I see people come up who not even member of ANC, but they understand Liberia is what matters. Liberia. Yeah, it's what matters. It's not about Mr. Cummings must be president. No. I'd rather lose graciously. This is not about friendship. This is not about trying to succumb myself to my friend because he's president. No. And Bashir, me made you understand. Huh? The George we are made talking about. I know George we are my ABC. I'm a friend of George Weah, but I'm not supporting George Weah. Don't worry. And I stand by it any day, anytime. And I have no regrets. I have no regrets. Hey, my mate is going to be part of the ETL. I have no regrets. No. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate your comments. And to those who try to downplay other people, and I want to say thanks to Liberty Party. We go by majority. And again, I'm not telling me just give you advice. When people having a convention, it don't have to be in Basel. If you think Liberty Party, the Basel Party, that the one that we left back. But Liberty Party should not be a Basel Party. You know what I'm saying? It should not be a Basel Party. You're making too much mistakes. Too much. It's not a Basel Party. So thank you very much. Let me leave this last one with you. Please let us listen to Mr. Cummings again. And let him tell us about his platform. And then we will close from there. Let me just prepare it. Thank you. Share this video. Continue to share until they listen. Okay, so let me just set it up and then I can come up with all right.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving up away. We coming, Where is our we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, speak. Where is our we coming? We coming.
Chicken they grow for day.
oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for days.